Hey, what's up, guys? B-Side Magic here, and today we're doing a tier list of all Marvel Snap starter and pull one cards. So let's get started. Abomination, uh, 5 cost, 9 power. C. Uh, America Chavez, so 6 cost, 9 power, and you always draw this card on turn 6. Trash can. That card is trash can. Um, and you can see it goes S through trash can, and that's trash can for sure. Angela, I love this card. When you play a card here, plus 2 power, you play her down first, play another 4. I'm going to put her in A for now. She's a really good card. Um, when one of your cards is destroyed, this flies out of your deck to replace it. Not not bad. I'll put it here. Apocalypse. When you discard this from your hand, put it back with 4 power. It's pretty good for 6. I don't know. I'm still thinking C. Um, Armor, ongoing. Cards at this location can't be destroyed. It kind of helps out both people. I'm not really a fan of armor. I don't really like that card. Bishop, when you play this card, this gains 1 power. Yeah, again, I'm not really too big on this. Okay, Blade is a 1 cost, 3 power, but you discard a card from your hand. You can actually use that in a lot of good ways, especially with like Wolverine or something like that. But we're going to go C for now. Okay, so Cable, put the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. 2 cost, 2 power. That's a good card. Captain America. Other cards at this location has 1 power. Captain America is really good. We might revisit that one because he's really good. Carnage. So this one, destroy your other cards here, plus 2 power for each destroyed. Um, that has some good, kind of like here, kind of like with Blade. You can use it with Wolverine, that kind of thing. It's pretty good. It's good. You know what? We'll go B. We'll go B. Uh, Cosmo. On reveal abilities won't happen at this location. So this one is pretty good. I mean, its cost is kind of high at 3, but I still think it's pretty good. Cyclops is a 3 cost 4, but really doesn't do anything. It's kind of down here, trash can. I've never seen anybody use a Cyclops. All right, Deathlock. Destroy your other cards at this location. You see, again, it kind of goes along with these. If you're playing this type of deck, um, not bad with these two and Carnage, where you can destroy cards and kind of put them back in play like an Angel. It's kind of like all these cards I've put down at C, and they all kind of play together. Um, Devil, Devil's Dinosaur, Devil Dinosaur, plus 2 for each card in your hand. If you have a Moon Girl and this thing is nasty. I've been beat by this card more than any other card out there. Um, Doctor Strange, move your highest power cards to this location. I mean, D. Well, it's terrible. Domino, you always draw this on turn 2 and not before. D. I see some people draw this because, if you have your Quicksilver, you get it your first play. This one, you get it your second. It's cool. It just doesn't, they don't do anything, so I don't really care. Electra. So it's a 1, costs 1, but destroys another 1 cost card. That thing is prime. I like that. Enchantress, remove the abilities from all ongoing cards at this location. That's another one where it's like, if you use this right, you basically ruin a person's game. You can ruin a person's game with Enchantress. Forge. Give the next card you play plus 2 power. It's okay. It's okay. Groot. Let me see. If your opponent played a card here this turn plus 3 power. So this is kind of like Rocket, kind of like Star Lord, but this is a 3 for 3. It's okay. It's okay. Hawkeye, if you play a card here next turn plus 2 power, again, I don't even, yeah, we'll leave it here. Um, Heimdall. So move your other cards 1 location to the left. This is garbage. 6 cost, it's an 8. I mean, maybe if you play it right, but there are so many better 6 cards than this that it doesn't even matter. And then Hulkbuster, this is like you like add it to another card and it gives them like, I think it's +4. And so I really like this. I really like Hulkbuster because it's really good paired with Angela because you can like keep adding more cards. You can get up to like 4, I think, instead of just a normal 3. And then Hulk is a 4, 6 cost, 12 power. Just a basic card. Basic. Basic card. Yeah, and Hulkbuster gives 4, and you just merge it with another card at that location. So Iron Fist, move the next card you play one location to the left after it reveals. Never used it, never seen anybody use it. Iron Man, S tier. Your total power is doubled at this location. I can't tell you the amount of games I've won just with Iron Man. People have snapped on me so many times and lost because of Iron Man. Just absolute S tier card. Jessica Jones, I'd say she's an A or a B. If you don't play a card here next turn, +4 power. So for 4, you could get an 8. You just don't have to play a card there next turn. We'll go B for now. We'll go back to that. Kazar, your 1 cost cards have +1 power. Man, I'm gonna go S tier on this because if you make like a 1 cost deck and you throw this in here and you hit it with an onslaught, so good, such a good combo. Uh, Claw, the location to the right has +6 power. This is close to S tier, but I'm gonna put it in A because I'm keeping this for like the best of the best. But Claw is super good because there could be a location that says like destroy cards here or -3 energy here. And if someone plays a card there, like they're going to have -3 energy, or they can't play cards there unless they have a Colossus. You put down a Claw there, you get +6 power. Like, such a good card. So many uses. Korg, shuffle a rock into your opponent's deck. It's a good like 1 cost card, but again, I've never seen anybody use it. Craven, when a card moves here, this gets +2 power. Uh, yeah, maybe C. Um, so Lady Sif, discard the highest cost card from your hand. I hate discarding cards, but again, if you're playing with this, like a Wolverine or whatever, it might work out. So maybe you can play with that. Lizard, Lizard is a great card. So 2 cost, 5, and then people really have to stack that side to play against it. I think it's one of the best 2 cost cards in the game. Mantis, another really good card because it's only one, and if they play a card there, then you draw a card from their deck. I really like pairing that with Yondu because you can throw away one of their cards and take one of their cards. So just with 2 cost, you can do that. Medusa, another B because it's a 2 cost card. You play it in the middle, you get 4. Huge value there. Um, and then I think if you hit it with a Odin, right? Because it's an on reveal, then it'll double. So that's pretty good. Mr. Fantastic, A. He's another one that's kind of like Claw, where if you put him in the middle, then every single side gets 2. Both sides get 2, the middle gets 2, and if it's destroy all cards in that location, it still gets 2. So it's so good. I almost said fantastic. It is fantastic. I'll say it. So it's a really good card. So I like playing this. I've won so many games with Iron Man, Claw, and Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Sinister, add a Sinister clone to this location with the same power. It's decent. It's decent. It's not great. It's not great though. Um, Misty Knight, she's a 1 for 2, just basic, completely basic. Moon Girl. Now Moon Girl's really good, really good. And Moon Girl goes with Devil Dinosaur. So with Moon Girl, you duplicate your hand. So whatever you have in your hand, say you have 3 or 4 cards in your hand, you duplicate every card in your hand. So now you have like 6 or 8 cards in your hand, and Devil Dinosaur gets +2 for each of those. So he could be so beefy by the end, and you would have 2 of them. And I've seen people just dominate with that. So that's really good. Morph, become a copy of a random card in your opponent's hand. This could be good towards the end. The only thing that sucks is he's a 3. So if he was like you got to play him towards the end of the game because that's when your opponent is going to have the better cards in their hand. They might have him in the beginning, so it's tough because you could play him for 3 and you could get an Ant Man or a Quicksilver, and that sucks. But you could also get something really good. So I'll put him towards the middle. He could be a B or a C. Multiple Man, when this moves, add a copy to its old location. Not, no D. Not great. Um, Namor. Namor is really good. Plus 5 power if this is the only card in your location. So I'm going to put him one. Now I'll put him on tier with Jessica Jones because they're kind of similar. They're both 4 cost, but Namor has to be alone the whole time. I think Jessica Jones is better than Namor. Jessica Jones only gives you 8, but it's only 1 turn, and then you can play something else there. Whereas Namor, you play another card there, and he goes back to a 5. Nightcrawler gets used a lot. You can move him around. Not my favorite. Yeah, you can move him once. It works out pretty good. You know what? I'll give him a C. I give him a C. Nova, when this is destroyed, give your cards plus 1 power. Pretty on tier with these cards. You know what I'm saying? Like when you destroy them, it's okay. Odin, activate the on reveal abilities of your other cards at this location. So this goes really well. This is kind of like I don't know if it's an A or a B because it's very situational. Because I like Onslaught better because it doubles the ongoing effects. So we'll put Odin at B because I think I'd rather have Onslaught here at A by himself. Because Onslaught, you double your ongoing effects. If you have an Iron Man that double, say you have an area with, uh, you know, 15, it doubles because you put Iron Man down, so it's 30, and then you do it again and it's a 60. So like things can get out of control super quick. Or if you have Captain America there, everybody gets plus 1 again. You have him next to Mr. Fantastic. Now each area gets 4. Um, you have him next to Claw, and that area gets 12. Like Onslaught is nuts. Actually, Onslaught's S. I don't know why I even did that. Onslaught's S. For sure S. For sure. Professor X, lock down this location. Cards can't be added or moved. He's a funny card, but it's really hard to play him because you could really screw yourself over with Professor X. So it really just depends. You could get really lucky or you could get really unlucky with him. Unless you know you're going to win an area and you lock it down, which is why I'd put it kind of in the middle here. Punisher is a really good 2-cost card, or a 3-cost card for 2. If they have 4 down, he'll get plus 4, which would make him a 3-cost card for 6. It's kind of situational, though. He's not the greatest. Quicksilver, I like him just because he starts in your hand. So if you know you really want a 1-cost card just so you can get 2 points on the board really quickly, I say go for it. Next up is Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is one of my favorite cards in the game. So if your opponent played a card here, plus 2 power. The reason why I like him over all of the other Guardians of the Galaxy is because he costs 1. He costs 1, and you basically know where your opponent is going to play a card the first time. He's a 4 basically for 1, and so good. I love Rocket Raccoon. He's awesome. Just for that, he's just the best 1-cost card in my opinion. Scarlet Witch, replace this location with a random new one. She will mess up a game, for sure. Has every time I've seen her play. Basically, the luck on her, she turns a location into a worse location, I think, every time. But it's still a cool card. Still a pretty cool card. Sentinel is really good. But it's one of those, still, again, it's kind of like you throw it down, you get 3, it comes back to your hand. You throw it down, you get 3, it comes back to your hand. Shocker doesn't do anything. It's a 2 for trash can card. Spectrum, give your ongoing cards 2+ power. So that's pretty good, but it's kind of one of the worst 6 cost cards, so it's almost pointless. Spider Woman. So on reveal, she afflicts all enemy cards with -1 power. So, you know, as a 5 cost card, it's not bad, and she has 7 power, so it's not too bad. But still, as a 5 cost card, I like other 5 cost cards, and some of these look like they're kind of out of date because now she is she costs 5 and is a 7 power instead of a 4/4 here. Squirrel Girl is really good situationally, but she is only a 1, but she gives you a 1 at every single location. When paired with Kazar, she's awesome, but outside of that, nothing too crazy with Squirrel Girl. So now we have Star Lord. If your opponent played a card here this turn +3 power, I really like Star Lord, but he's less likely to get you to put a card there like Rocket is. Like I said, Rocket, you lay him down in that left one because people know what that location is, so they're not scared to lay a card there. And so you just hit people more often. And then Strong Guy, I've never seen anybody use him. Absolute trash can. So he's a cost 4, 4 power. If your hand is empty, +6 power. I don't know a single person whose hand is ever empty for this to be +6 power. It's basically a 4 for 4. Total opposite of Devil Dinosaur. And then Swordmaster, again, he goes along with all these other guys. Basically, discard a card from your hand. If you have a Wolverine or you have one of these guys that come back, great. You would just have to build a deck kind of around these guys, like Deathlock that kills everybody, Blade discards a card, Swordmaster discards a card. The Thing is a 4 for 6 trash can. He doesn't really do anything. The Watcher is like, once it's in your hand, you can see all the locations, which has some really good, utility to it. But he just sucks to play because he's just a 1 for 2 that doesn't do anything. Um, Outside of that, I mean, like I said, I like Quicksilver. Quicksilver's in your hand at first. This gives you the unrevealed locations, but yeah, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. Uh, so White Queen, draw a copy of the highest cost card from your opponent's hand. See, that's pretty good. I actually see this quite a bit, and it's a cost 4 for 6, so that's actually a pretty good card. Um, I actually like that card. I don't play with it in my deck, but I know people that do. And I mean, you could get, an Onslaught or an Odin. It's in your hand, so you still have to play it, which is kind of the part that sucks, but it's still pretty good. White Tiger, also up there, same thing. Add a 7 power Tiger to another location. I've seen people win so many games like this because they'll just throw this down, and the reason why it's not an A is because it's only a 1 power. If this was like a 4 power or a 3 power, like I would move it up to A. But that 7 power Tiger going to another location really throws a wrench in just about everything. Wolfsbane, also I think a B. Wolfsbane gives 2 power for each other card you have here. So if you have a location that has 3 cards down, you lay her down and she's a 7 for 3 cost, which is awesome. Wolverine, C, when it's discarded or destroyed, play it at a random location. Like I said, you'd have to have another deck that's like that. Yondu is a B because if you're like, it's so good just to get somebody to throw away a card in their deck. And literally, you could ruin a person's game plan just with Yondu right off the bat. You take him, you throw him down, and say it gets rid of their Devil Dinosaur. Or you throw him down and it gets rid of their Onslaught or their Kazar, and they have a deck built around 1 cost cards. Like, Yondu could ruin their game. And it's just crazy that he costs 1. So I think he's a great card. So this is my tier list. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Thanks.